opisowo obdarowani szczęściem niezasłużonym, szczęściem danym z zewnątrz, szczęście, które jest duchowe. Można porównać, kiedy mamy czyste serce i udało się nam coś fajnego komuś zrobić. Jest radość? To właśnie to można...
Mango trees.
Mango trees.
This here.
Mango tree?
Right side.
Is it mango tree?
Is that native manga?
The multiplication. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Wow, you have good memories. Yeah.
There, dear. People still at the back. We'll teach them so that they will walk faster.
Faster?
Faster! Faster! Faster!
You know the French how they talk. Walk faster?
The faster?
The French they say, walk faster,
Yeah.
walk faster.
Ay, Filipino have faster.
Faster.
And then faster.
The best
Father.
accent is British accent.
What you call it? There's a joke. A Filipino guy told us, fall, and the swimming pool.
Fall.
My son will always teach me, Mom.
All right, so we're in Capernaum. The Hebrew name is Kfar Nahum. Kfar means the town of Nahum. Nahum's town. Name of a person, name of the prophet. So this is the Hebrew. Nazareth, that direction. The Annunciation took place in Nazareth. Jesus is born in Bethlehem. It's about 100 miles from there. The Holy Family fled to Egypt after the death of the King Herod. They came and lived in Nazareth, where Jesus grew up. In Nazareth, and he was reading in a synagogue about Messiah, about himself. Put the scrolls away, told the people, here I am today in front of you. People of Nazareth wanted to throw him from a steep hill. So Jesus left Nazareth. Where did he go to? This place.
How's the people?
Capernaum, Chorazim, Bethsaida. All of these towns are in the northern side of the Sea of Galilee. So the Jewish towns were here, where most of the ministry of the Lord Jesus took place. Most of his teachings, preachings, and miracles were performed around this. For about 3 years, then he went to Jerusalem, where he was crucified, buried, and resurrected. So, the synagogue, Jesus went out of a synagogue in Capernaum, reached the house of Peter, found Peter's mother-in-law sick with fever, hold her hands, healed her, The same day they brought him many sick people and Jesus healed. How certain are we that this is Peter's house? Who's Peter?
Excuse me.
Yeah. He's one of the apostles, one of the disciples. He's the first pope, so he's a big shot. Right? So everybody knew Peter's house. So since early Christians, it was identified this is the house of Peter. As early as the Byzantines in the 4th century, they built a church. These walls are the walls of the church around the house of Peter. But that was destroyed later on by the Persians. Last century, 1992, the Franciscan fathers built this church. The floor is from glass. From there you can see it. Sometimes you cannot go out. You can see it from here, but it's nice also to see it from the church up.
Is this the church out?
Yeah, this is the church up there. If you have a look at, can you see, you may not see it from there, you may come closer. Can you see the pink domes there? Yes. This is the Greek Orthodox Church of Capernaum, which is built on the ruins of Capernaum as well. Built on the ruins of the house of the centurion, the one that was full of people, and they wanted to bring the sick person so they couldn't enter. They took off the roof and lowered them.
That's the
Yeah. So if we dig between here and there, we'll find more ruins of Capernaum. That means Capernaum was a big city. So, house of the centurion, the dwelling area, the residential area here, the house of Peter.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I don't know. Must be something of the Franciscan stuff. That is quite.
What's her name?
Brenda.
Brenda.
Small stones, eh?
All right. So do you? This is a synagogue. It's a 4th century synagogue, which is built on the ruins of the house. Of the synagogue time of Jesus. Here we find white stone. We are in a volcanic area, right? Black stone out there. What does that mean?
It was brought from outside.
They brought it from. Do you remember I pointed out
Yes, out there.
on the way? Yeah. So they brought it from a far distance. That means people were wealthy enough to bring such big stones from a different area. Now, do you all know the difference between a synagogue and a temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Synagogue is for Jews
Okay.
and temple.
Okay. Let me ask another question. How many Jewish temples were?
One, only one.
One. Where?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. So the Holy of Holies is Jerusalem. Jews had to go at least 3 times a year to the temple in Jerusalem to sacrifice and to pray. The temple was destroyed in the year 70 by the Romans, by Titus. So synagogues became the substitute to the temple, where Jews go and pray. That's after the year 70. But before the year 70, time of Jesus, there were synagogues, I just mentioned, in Nazareth, here. Synagogues were for reading and discussing religious matters, like religious schools. After the year 70, they became the place where Jews go and pray. So this is a 4th century synagogue, built on the time of on ruins of time of Jesus synagogue. When we go out, you can see under this there are black stone synagogue time of Jesus. Now, what do we see up there? Can you see bases of columns? Why? What for? No, another story, another floor, 2 stories. Why? Synagogue 2 stories.
The upper floor.
I don't know. Yeah, you said it. men and women, separating. When we go to the Western Wall, it's men on one side, women on another side. Here, women up on top and men. 3 towns were cursed by Jesus, mentioned in Matthew 11, verse 20. Anybody knows the names of these towns? Woe to you. Bethsaida, Chorazin, and Capernaum. 3 cities were cursed. Can you believe it? Believe it or not, you better believe it.
Because
3 cities were cursed by Jesus. The 3 cities don't exist anymore. Capernaum is one of them. Capernaum is on the Via Maris. Should be one of the major cities like Tel Aviv is on the Via Maris of Gaza. Here it's only ruins. Chorazim the same, Bethsaida the same. The 3 cities that were cursed by Jesus. Why did he curse them? Most of his deeds were done in these cities. Most of his teachings, preachings, miracles were performed. And people did not repent. So the 3 cities that were cursed by Jesus don't exist anymore. We know that Peter denied Jesus, right? 3 times. That's not here. Jerusalem. Why did he deny him? Scared, afraid. This is the right answer. Not because I heard some of you saying, because Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law.
That's a very nice joke.
All right, watch
Jesus
your
loved
heads. We're
mother-in-laws.
going out this way. Watch your heads. These are very similar. These are first century stone jars that were found here. 20 to 30 gallon each. Okay. So these are better examples of the stone jars that we saw. Now, have a look here, please. Can you see the Star of David?
This is the first century stone.
What do we see?
Huh?
Nora?
I just took the
What do we see? The Ark of Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant.
So these are the fruits of the temple. These are all Jewish symbols.
Yes, yeah. Kaya siguro ganito na sa akin, wala nang bata. Have to check. Wala nang bata rin kayo. Kasi, ang bata rin ba ba?
We're gonna enter Syria pre-1967. Now it's with Israel. During the 6 Days War, 1967, Israel here. Can you see Golan?
Yeah.
So now this used to be Syria pre-1967. So welcome to Syria. I'm gonna collect the money later on, but can you see behind these trees, among these trees, and read this sign, the lower part, Bethsaida. This is mentioned in Matthew 11, verse 20. Woe to you, Chorazin! Woe to you, Bethsaida, and you, Capernaum! So Jesus cursed these cities, and it is only ruins here. And these, we never knew where Bethsaida was till 1967, trying to digging a road, and the ruins of Bethsaida were found. المصري بس خلص خطوة شهرين ثلاثة تعين.
So now that Jesus
بس هذه and they started to invite people from all over the world to come and live and work in the kibbutz. No money, don't deal with money. What you need to do is come and work as a farmer in the kibbutz, and the kibbutz will give you dwelling, food and beverage, education, and all your daily life needs. So early kibbutzim started as farms and farmers. Later on, nowadays, we have kibbutzim in all sorts of business. For example, the kibbutz that we're going to, where we're going to have lunch, and it's an excellent place for lunch. It is, now they do have a farm, they do have the restaurants, they do have a hotel, they do have the boats where you can, the deck to ride the boats and other things as well. So we're going to have lunch in the kibbutz, which is called a cave. Again, lunch today, that includes a variety of salads, the St. Peter's fish, and then dates for dessert, and also soup, and that's I think $20. We've done it, check the price, but usually it is. Actually, if you come yourself and have lunch, it will be much more. This is a group rate, so we do get a group rate. So here, this dish here worth more, but we do